my beautiful people. Welcome back. Another great day here inside the Black Actors Studio. I'm your host, Danny Royce, and joining me today is an incredibly talented actor. You've seen him on LA's Finest, S.W.A.T. Also, you know him most recently as River on Tyler Perry's Ruthless on BET. The Black Actors Studio is very proud to have. Please welcome Colin McCalla. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm doing very well.
Good. Nice to see you, man.
Yes.
Just want to say congratulations first on Ruthless. Okay, 21 episodes, not an easy feat. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more coming out.
More coming, a lot more coming.
A lot more coming. Yeah. But it's been a really cool start so far. Very grateful to be a part of it, and just really excited to see where it keeps going.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're gonna get a lot more into it, Ruthless and your character later on in the show. But how we like to start off here in the studio. First, where were you born?
Yeah, so I was born in Queens, New York.
Hey.
Yeah, so East. I'm an East Coaster. I lived there. I lived in Brooklyn. Lived in North. My family now, my dad's family still lives in Queens and Bayside, but my mom and my dad live kind of upstate in Rockland County. Spent a good amount of my childhood there. And then I was in Connecticut at boarding school, and then I came out to LA in 2016. So kind of just all over, but
2016. Okay. So you were in Brooklyn, then you moved to Connecticut. How was the family dynamic growing up in your household?
I would say the family dynamic. Well, that's kind of hard to answer. I don't know. I feel like growing up, I was always like very independent. I feel like my mom and my dad. My dad didn't really like he kind of didn't really give a shit what we did, but my mom was always very much like, you have to get good grades, you have to do this, you have to do that, and I was kind of just like, I just want to do what I want. But they were always very supportive of like all my endeavors. And I was, I started out being a very academic kind of student and child, and wanted to pursue those crafts, and my mom was trying to make me do that. But at the same time, my sister was actually she's 5 years older than me, and she was doing theater basically since she was like 2 years old. And like I was like growing up watching her perform, and she always wanted to do that professionally, but my mom was always like, nah, you can't do anything artistic professionally, like it's cap, like it's like it's not smart. That was always the vibe in the household. So that's kind of where I grew up. That's kind of like the mentality I grew up with. So like, I went to college to study math. Went to boarding school for like academic purposes, all that.
So you went to college to become a mathematician? Is that what it is?
I didn't know exactly what. I just remember like it was like the one subject I didn't hate to study, and like yeah, and like I like theater, like I like performing, but I knew like it wasn't, again, like I just grew up with that mentality of like there's no point in trying to study it.
Right.
Like there's no security, there's no job prospects.
So, right, the fall, when you have something to fall back on, speech, all that type of stuff. So with that being said, what kept you like interested and keep going, even though you had all this opposition coming from home?
Yeah, literally just the fun of it. I mean, like, obviously like my mom wasn't gonna not let me do it, like but it's kind of a thing where it's like, oh, like it was like I enjoyed it, and like I just so happened to like everything I auditioned for, like I got like the lead or like supporting lead role. So like it was just like, oh, this is fun. Like, and like I'm pretty good at it. People seem to like enjoy what I do on stage, So it was like a thing that kind of just, even when I went to college, I was just doing plays for fun, and subconsciously I decided to come to a school, and I went to Pomona College, which is like 45 minutes east of LA. So part of me wanted to come out to California to do that because I don't know, maybe there's like an inkling of me that was like, yeah, maybe I'll just dabble in the film industry while I'm out here, like and then of course, but yeah, it was literally just the fun of it, that kept me like engaged, and that turned into like me doing like student films for fun, and like and like just, yeah, literally just doing student films for fun. And then it kind of just kind of just kept going. Where I was like, let me just try to do this for money. You know, like let me just try to get paid for this. Yeah.
I bet I feel that. So did you have any nicknames growing up?
Do I have any nickname? Yeah, they in high school they called me Ballin.
Are
They call me Ballin.
you good at basketball or something? Or?
They just people just call me Ballin. I don't know. People just call me Ballin. I was terrible at basketball. I was terrible at basketball, but it stuck.
Okay.
And I think there was nothing that was like the only thing I say that like really stuck. I feel like.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm.
So, what was like some of the films and plays, maybe TV shows that got you really like, okay, maybe I can do this? Like, was there something that you saw that really stuck?
There was like that I like had watched other people do.
Hmm.
Um, well, funny enough, there was like I feel like no, because it was so. I guess like the only thing was maybe like Hamilton and In the Heights, um,
Hmm.
both shows by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which was like the first time I felt like in theater there was like really there was like representation for like people of color, you know, and like
Right.
not a traditional sense of like the Broadway sing-songy kind of thing, you know.
Right.
So that was like, I feel like, especially because like I didn't, it's not like I was like seeing a lot of people who look like me like be leads on television anyway and all that. So it was
Mhm.
like that was the first time that I was like, this is dope, and I definitely could do this, and I could kill this, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and I think that was probably it. I mean, that was like my favorite. I did the show In the Heights my senior year of high school, and that was like my favorite thing
Nice.
I've ever done on stage, I
Have
think.
have you had the opportunity to audition for Hamilton at all?
No, I never auditioned for any theater because like I never I've been in LA, so there's not like as much
Right.
there's not
It's
really any
just
theater like
TV
happening.
film, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, now it's opening up. It's gonna be Broadway's come back later this year. I mean, I'd love to, shit.
Right. Shout out. So, did you when you got when you moved over here to LA, right? You
Mm.
started studying. How hard was it for you to kind of get acclimated to the West Coast? Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it?
Um, I would say it was like relatively easy. I mean, I came out here like for college, so it was like
Mm,
it was like it wasn't like I was kind of thrown into like a new city and had to like get to know people. It was like being on a college campus obviously kind of facilitates that process.
right.
Um, I'd say that yeah, that wasn't necessarily. And then now that I'm like living here, it was nice because I'm like living with some of my friends from school, and like I've made friends over the years, like through projects. So now that I'm like here, it's kind of like it feels pretty seamless, to be honest. Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I like it better out here than in New York. You know, the weather, just like
I
I just
feel that.
yeah.
I
So
feel that. I lived in New York for 2 years too, so yeah, I get that. West Coast, definitely. Best Coast. Um, so let's get into your LA Finest and S.W.A.T, all those incredible co-stars that you had. So how was it during that audition process? And when you found out that you booked it, what did you feel?
um, like just any in general,
What's that?
like any of them in general, all.
Yeah, just in general overall
um,
with LA Finest and S.W.A.T and like
I
how
think
you felt getting on that set.
well, each one kind of came at a different time, and I think each of them kind of came, and each of them was like different for me in terms of like what I wanted. Like for
Hmm.
example, LA's Finest was actually the second co-star I had ever booked, and for me that was super important because I booked my first co-star like right when I got signed, like a few weeks after I got signed. So I was like, yo, this is easy. I was like, yo, I'm about to take over. Like this is like so. And then it was like, and then I didn't book anything for like 3 months, and I was like, damn. But then yeah, but then I booked that like LA's Finest co-star in like October of 2019. So that was like it was like, and then it was like having the second one was good because I was like, okay, wasn't just the only thing. Okay, now it's another one. It was like, okay, now just gave me more confidence. So that was really important. Also, just like the first, like, and it's like now I feel like I've lost that a little bit, but like those first few jobs that you book, like those co-star jobs, like the idea of like being on TV is just so astounding. And
Right.
so like cool, even if it's just like one line. I didn't even watch my LA's Finest episode because I don't think like I literally had one line and I was like, I don't even know if I'll even find it. But it's just like the idea of like being on TV and like giving the opportunity to work in like a professional setting like that, I think is just like so. It really does a lot for like your confidence and like I think it's I just think it's just like as a beginning, starting out is just like the coolest thing in the world, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then SWAT came along after I did Ruthless actually.
Hmm.
Um, so that was like going from series regular to like kind of like having a few lines in this episode was like it wasn't like cool. It wasn't like as like gratifying, but I love SWAT because I was working on that for 5 days, so I was there for a good amount of time, and also playing a firefighter, which was dope. So like I like could like I was like I didn't get to actually put out a fire, but like I had the hose. I like saw the fire, like there's bullets flying. Like it was like a really cool project to work on. And the
That's
director was great. The director actually ended up bringing me back for another episode of another show she was directing on 911.
yes. Hmm.
So that was really cool to just like make that connection and then like get another job for it. So that was really dope.
Yeah,
And
it's really important. The networking is
yeah,
extremely important in this
and you
time.
don't even realize it too, because it's not like I show up on set like, oh, I'm about to network today. It's more just
Right.
like just show up, be a good person, and do a good job. And then
Exactly.
um, and so that was cool. But that job was just strictly fun, and it's just like I think that's sometimes we forget about like just the fun of it.
The fun part. Yeah.
And
No,
that's
I definitely understand that. So, who's someone, a person of color that inspires you in the entertainment industry?
my guy Anthony Ramos, to be honest. I
Yeah.
just like I just remember seeing him in this there's this little musical called 21 Chump Street.
Uh-huh.
Um and he's just like one of the only people that like we don't even look alike, but like I just feel like our energy is just very similar. And it's just like watching him kill it and do great things. It just gives me so much life because I'm like, he's so cool. And like I think he's cooler than me, but like he's like a few years older than me. And I'm like, but I just want to be as cool as him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like just seeing him like kill it, and he's doing so many things. He's on like 4 different shows now, or getting another show. He's about to do the Transformers movie. He's about
Yeah,
to In the Heights is coming out next month. He's just killing it. So like watching him just kill it, and like again, like the one person that I feel like I vibe with, like I feel like our energy is similar. Like one of the very few people I've seen, kind of just gives me a little bit of life.
that's awesome. Yeah, no, he's incredible work. Um, yeah, that's a good one to be inspired by. Um, so I want to get into your role on Ruthless. Okay, so but first, let's talk about the auditioning process for you and how that went.
So that it was so crazy about the auditioning process for Ruthless, and a lot of my cast members will say the same thing. It's like, especially the new ones that came in, because I wasn't part of the original cast, but
Right.
I was brought on for the second season. And this was casting, in the pandemic last July. And it was like my audition scene was 2 pages, and it was just one round. It was just a self tape, and then I was like 29 episodes off of 2 pages, which is just like just so bizarre and insane and just like so unconventional. But with the funny thing about that process though is like I sent in a tape once. I actually did this for 2 characters, but I sent in a tape for River, and then on Actors Access, like I got another request for it like a week later, and it said that the role was like re-released, but like you see like sometimes you see the roles being re-released on Actors
Yep.
Access. But I got the audition again. I was like kind of confused. I was like, my manager was like, is this like, was this a mistake? Like, do they want to see the same take? Like, what am I supposed to do? And she was like, I don't know, just do whatever you want. But so what happened was, I decided to be like, you know what? Let me just switch it up a little bit. I like threw on a turtleneck and some glasses, you know, and it's just like, and it's like there, no, like, you know, and it's like I don't even know, something about it was just like this character. Obviously, I didn't wear a turtleneck. I didn't wear glasses in the show, not even anything close. But like that kind of just like sunk me into like who this person was, and like, and then I booked it, you know, and it's just like it was just crazy that like that wasn't what happened the first time, you know, and I'm just thankful that I got that second opportunity to show something, you know. It's like I don't even know if I acted any differently. It was just I think it was just like I think I did, but like it was just like the just kind of setting my like just being put in that fit and like demeanor of it was just I don't know some just clicked. So that was really cool.
Right. That's what's up. How was it? So you're getting on set for the first time, meeting the other cast. How was that for you?
Horrifying, man. It's crazy. Scary. Like, cause that was like the first time I was on set, you know, and I had like more than like 2 lines, you know, and like professional production, you know. So it was like, and you know, Tyler's like the way it moves like a football game, right? Like
Right.
we shoot
Right.
145 pages a day, so it's like zip, you know, you have to be ready to go. And it's like my first day, I'm just like, there's so many moving parts, and I'm like, like trying to remember my lines. I was just scared, you know. It was really cool. I was really grateful that that was my first experience because it was in quarantine. So Tyler basically turned the studios into like a camp, you know, and we all
Right.
lived there. It was basically like, yeah, it was basically like summer camp. So like before we started shooting, me and the cast had like 5 days to rehearse, and like everyone on that set was like super incredibly dope, supportive. Like the series regulars from season 1 were incredibly helpful, and like it was really a familial bond that was established and developed, which I'm really thankful for those guys. You know, and yeah, and I hope that like we treated the same new kids with respect this past season for season 3 that we just shot.
I know, right?
Trying to yeah, but yeah, I mean, I love that cast, man. They definitely made it easy.
That's awesome. What was one of your favorite people to work with?
My guy Lenny Thomas. My guy Lenny Thomas, like Icon. Just cause like it's like our relationship is very peculiar. Like I'm like one of the only ones on the in the cult compound who like he's like one of the lieutenants, and so everyone's like afraid of him, and like I am not afraid of him at all. So like we just have these like sparring battles, like mental sparring battles in all of our scenes, and like it's just like who's gonna crack, you know? Like it's and so it's just so super fun to play with him because he's like he's just so fearless and like what he does, and he just does it. He just will. I don't even know how to describe it, but he's so cool, so fun to work with. Always gives it to do. Yeah.
What's have you been paying attention like to what fans have been saying about your character?
Of course, I have to. I'm honestly one of those people. Like some actors, like I can't watch that. I don't want to know, and I'm like, I kind of need to know. You know.
Right. So what's one of the shocking things that you found out that people are like, oh, River is this?
So so the thing about like I think my character like there's more that's revealed about my character throughout like the end of the first season and like the beginning of the second. So like it seems that I'm kind of just this like I'm basically like the pet of like the cult leader, the highest. So a lot of the comments were like, oh, like he's such like he's a somebody called me like the highest pet or something, or just like his like a messy little high school girl that just like is messy little high school girl. I remember that one sticks with me.
Messy little high school girl, yeah.
But basically
Walking
everyone was
around
just saying
throwing
that I was like
shade.
this like messy like gossipy little like rat,
Right,
you know, for
right.
the highest. And then it turns out I was actually plotting and I'm like conniving to steal this guy's money, and it's like, oh yo, Rivers got a dope. Rivers got the plots. Rivers schemer. Rivers a you know Rivers a like he's kind of a finesser. So then it kind of turned into like it's like, oh, this guy knows what's going on. This guy's a manipulator, you know. And it's like it's cool because you don't realize it's like that the funny thing was like the words that they were saying with like the comments they were saying was like so, like some of them, not all of them, but like some of them they were saying was like this is what the character description I got when I got the role breakdown, you know. So the fact that like I was able to really convey that was like really fulfilling and like gratifying because I was like, yeah, wait, yes, this is I did my job, you know. So
Right.
super cool.
Yeah, a lot of people were, commenting how annoying your character was at first, and like I saw the schoolgirl thing too, gossiping, starting trouble, uh, really dramatic.
Right.
But yeah, I think you do a great job of portraying that, and then we see the switch. We see the switch of what River is really up to,
Mm-hmm.
which I think that's got a lot of people excited about what's to come. I know you can't share much, but what can we have in store for River? Where's his character going to get at?
Yeah. I will say that just trying to get this money.
Get
And
this
trying to get this
money.
money. And as I would say that as like obstacles continue to arise, I think River, like you're gonna see like different sides of River that I think are gonna be unexpected towards like the end of the second season and the third season, especially. I think there's just like just different sides of him that you didn't know were there, and I think that's gonna be pretty exciting to watch.
Okay, all right. We'll be looking forward to that. Did you so have you started shooting the third season already? You guys are done with that, or?
Yes, yeah, we wrapped this third season April 23rd.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, in this journey so far, I mean, you've gotten your feet extremely wet, right? You're riding this wave, and doing a great job on these, especially on Ruthless and your past credits as well. What are some of the challenges, personal challenges, and things that you've crossed along this journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think this is the indefinite challenge, right? Until like we become like offer only, it's like what's next,
Mhm.
and the constant of it's like I think there is this constant. I mean, it comes I guess less and less, and depending on how your trajectory of your career, but like there's still a ton of rejection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like those like few months, after about my first co-star, I went a few months without booking another project. And I was like, I was stressed until I booked the second co-star. Now it's like not about booking the next co-star, but it's about what's the next series regular, what's the next like big movie, what's the that's the challenge, right? And it's like I think the scary thing about it is like I don't know when that's gonna stop.
Right. Right.
And I feel great about where I am. I do have another project coming out or lined up. I haven't shot it yet, but and I'm super excited about. I don't think I can say too much about it right now, but there is something else coming next year or two. That is exciting. But yeah, I mean, it's still just like still I still go through like I send out 5-10 auditions, never hear a thing, like, and it's like that I thought that when I after Ruthless like that there would be less of that, but no, it's pretty much it's the same bigger projects,
Right.
that I'm getting rejected for. So that's cool. But but it still motivates me to continue to work on my craft, of course. But I think the biggest thing is like right now in a pandemic we're acting in a vacuum right now, right? I mean, with self tapes, not only is everything self-taped, not only, do we always just continue to face rejection, but like without even being in a room, like we don't even know if we're doing good, you know?
Right.
Like, cause
Yeah.
even if you don't get a callback, that doesn't mean you necessarily weren't good. But it's like, when you do get a callback, obviously that's validating, but like so often, you kind of just throw it into the wind and like maybe you'll hear something, maybe you don't. And like
That's the way
feel
it
like
be.
you freaking, you know. So that's kind of the mental thing I kind of struggle with, and just kind of
Okay.
keeping that validation like of yourself, that like you can continue to put out good work and like you're not like a one-hit wonder or anything like that.
Right. How do you keep how do you stay motivated in times like that?
I think that it's just like you just think about like, wait, am I gonna stop? No. What else am I gonna do? Where else am I gonna go? Like there's nothing for me. And it's like, and then also, the nice thing about when you start to accrue credits, then it's like, okay, yeah, there is someone like Tyler Perry thinks I'm dope, like that's got to count for something.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the my managers who are my great managers, my team believes in me, that has to count for something. People that I've worked with, professional, big professional people that I've worked with before think I'm worth something. So that has to kind of, and that's I think the difference, and that's like, I think the benefit of like what happens when you continue to accrue credits, and I think that's the nice part of that. But yeah, it still creeps in, but
For sure, for sure. And through this, have you found any personal demons that have hatched its way? A lot of times when things are happening like this, we always, some things come and try to distract us, or we have certain demons that we're trying to avoid. Can you speak upon any of that?
I guess the one thing is like, I never thought I'd even come close to being, like a diva or anything. But and I'm a very much person that like, I do not believe that the world revolves. I try, like, in the most humble way possible, I do not believe the world revolves around me, and like I don't really try to project that energy. But there were a few times on set, and even like some things that would like things that were going on a little bit with with some big feelings where I was like, hold on, I need to be being serviced here, and like I need to be being serviced more so than I am currently.
Mhm.
I don't really ever think a lot, but it's like in those moments when I do, and I'm like, I remember this one moment on set specifically, like when I was like, I need water. This PA isn't getting me water. Why do not I not have water on my end? I'm about to shoot 6 scenes in a row. I need some more goddamn water. And it's just like, oh, I was like, then I'm like, whoa, wait. Am I being diva? Am I being extra? Like, I'm like, damn, I don't know. Maybe I don't know I like to think, I'll be pretty chill moving forward if I get, as we raise the ranks. But I
Well, I
did,
mean, it's just water. We'll give the man water.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, I believe that, there's a fine line between being a diva and then just knowing your value and your worth and what you
right.
bring to the
Yeah,
table.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Figuring out that balance.
Yeah. So, um, so we're gonna get into a game shortly. Um, finished. It's called finish the title. So, but before we get into that, I just wanted to ask, what is something that you would really want to do? Like if tomorrow was your last day here on Earth, right? What's something that you yourself would have to do?
Oof. Damn. I'd probably have to do a shit ton of acid and like and like, yeah, jump out of a plane, maybe, skydiving. Tell this high school girl that I've been in love with her for years. I said anything. Damn. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
My bucket list things, I feel like, are extended projects. Like I want to like write a book before I die, and I want to like
Okay.
do certain. But I feel like with just a day, I'm like, damn, I
Right.
just be gotta
That's
be.
what I'm saying. You got 24 hours. It's like, what do you do for 24 hours? Better be stacked.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, well, you gave me a couple of things. That's great. So we're gonna move on into a little game here. Okay, it's called Finish the Title. So I'm gonna give you some. They're all Tyler Perry films. Okay, I'm gonna give you the title. You have to finish and fill in the blank.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna embarrass me right now. You're embarrassing me right now.
Mr. Perry, make sure he's watching right
Yeah.
now.
Oh God.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right, first one. Here we go again. I can do blank all by myself. I can do blank all by myself.
Oh, what? I
You get to use 2 lifelines throughout these 5 questions.
What are my lifelines?
You,
I could just
you want to
okay.
use one?
It it's not I can do shit all by myself, is it?
No, but it kind of works. All
Ah, oh,
right.
I feel like I do know this, but I don't.
Okay. So that one is I can do bad all by myself.
I can do bad all by myself. Okay.
All right. Second one. Here we go. Diary of a Mad Blank
Okay.
Woman.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Yes.
There you go. Nice.
That's
All
it.
right. The family that blanks.
The family that
You got this Kathy Bates. Come on, it's that cat.
the family the oh man, I see if this is from like before 2010, I probably I yeah. Oh man. The family that kills, the family that
Oh, close, close, but yeah, no, we can't take that one. So, so family that prays.
the family
Family
that
that
prays.
prays.
Okay, I don't think I know that one.
Okay, here we go. Number 4, blank the Browns.
Oh, Meet the Browns.
All right, nice. And last but not least, number 5. You ready?
Mhm.
4 blank girls.
For blank girls.
Yep, for blank girls.
For blank girls. I mean, I feel like
Janet Jackson.
yeah, you see, I have not really watched a lot of his filmography, admittedly.
No, it's cool.
Um
Okay, I'll give you a hint for this one. You ready? I'll give you a hint. So POC, what does that stand for?
people of color for colored girls.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was like, I knew it was something in that vein. Dang.
Okay. 3 out of 5. There we go. Good job, Colin.
Oh, man.
On our last segment here, we do with every guest. Okay. So we have our fast question segment. All right. So when I ask you a question, you give me the first response that comes to mind. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
What is your favorite word?
God.
First thing, first thing.
Oh, I'm like looking at things around me. I'm like, that's not my favorite word. Um, um, spectacular.
Spectacular. Okay. All right. I go for that. What's something that turns you on?
When someone pulls my tie.
Nice. Or something that turns you off.
Um, yeah, bad skin.
Okay. If you could trade places with anyone in the world right now, who would it be?
Um, Anthony Ramos, probably.
Nice. What's a sound or noise that you love?
Woo!
Excitement, spectacular, right?
Yeah.
What's a sound or noise that you hate?
Like a chew sound, like a
Oh, yeah.
ASMR eating, gross. Throw
Ugh,
it in the trash.
the mouth open and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to participate
Uh, bartending.
in? Okay. What profession would you not like to participate
Um, finance.
in? All right, Mr. Mathematician. What show would you want to be on?
Lovecraft Country.
Okay. Last but not least, heaven exists. You get up to God. What would you like to hear him say to you?
You're a good person. Damn.
Okay.
Do what you could do. I don't know. Deep.
You're a great person. That's a good one. I like that one. Awesome. Well, and you are a great person. Thank you so much, Colin, for taking the time and joining me in the studio today. It's been a great time talking with you and chatting. I am so excited for what River has coming in store for us, and Ruthless as well. So we're gonna finish out here. If you could just address the audience and just leave them with a message, inspiring and motivating.
Dang, the pressure's always on. Love it. Thank you guys for having me. I would love to share with all you beautiful people out there to continue to live every day like it's your last, and that follow your heart, your intuition, your dreams. I know that sounds corny, but like literally do what you are passionate about and don't let anyone tell you any different.
Hey, that's what's good right there. And you said he has a project coming up. You can't tell us anything about it. Like,
not yet, but there might, yeah, we might be hearing about it soon publicly. So I just,
all right. Sounds good. Well, we'll stay in tune for that. And if you go ahead and shoot any information you want over to the studio, and then we'll be glad to share it with the audience there. All right. Go ahead and tell us where we can find you on social media.
Yeah, at JC McCalla, JCMCCALLA on Instagram. That's pretty much it, I think, that I use. And yeah.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much again for being here. And folks, you can find me everywhere at I am Danny Royce. It's been a great time here in the studio with Colin, and I will see you next week for another episode inside Black Actor Studio. Take care, guys.